The Tom Cruise look-alike Morton finally arrived at my house, and I said that took long enough, and I said his mind come Mr. Morton, and he reluctantly walked in, and Amanette was standing above me while I was sitting down in a chair at a dinner table with 2 steak dinners prepared, and I was eating mine, and I said, take a seat Mr. Morton and eat a good steak, I'm sure you're hungry, and he said, what exactly are you? And I said, well, there's some that believe I'm a god and they'd be right, I can do anything, and I created a miniature earth in my hand. And I said, the people you are working with want to find me and force me to do things against my will by holding my wife hostage. This I can't allow because they want to take her away from me, and I don't want that, so I'm basically telling you right now that I will pay you a fortune, sir, to make sure that it doesn't happen, so get your friends to help you with whatever. I will pay for everything if I must, and in exchange I will give you $5 billion. How about that, Mr. Morton? You help me protect my wife and inject this cure in Mr. Hyde or Mr. Jekyll when you see him, and make sure nothing happens to me or my loved ones, and you will be paid handsomely. And I'm also curious, what is your name is? And he said, my name is James N. Morton, and I said, interesting, and he said, why should I trust you? And I said, because I have no reason to lie. Come here, I want to show you everything about our past. And then I showed all of my memories by touching his head, and I showed him that I was killing the worst types of monsters along with my wife, using our powers to destroy vampires that killed innocent people and werewolves that killed indiscriminately, and even Dracula, the foul evil beast that he is. And he screamed loudly and said, oh my god, what the hell, you're monster slayers? And I said, no, we destroyed them, we didn't just kill them, we wiped them out, that's what we do. Me and my children, I saw vampires killing people, I saw werewolves ripping people apart, and I even saw a damn dragon and a demon and doctors in plague masks. And I said, yes, but the plague doctors weren't really evil, they were just very good at being doctors and healing people. In fact, the plague doctors still exist today, and one of them was a Dr. Jekyll, an associate of yours that you had no knowledge of, and I don't even think that he knows him, and his bloodline were once plague doctors. He's probably unaware of this fact. Furthermore, he's inhabited by an evil spirit or entity known as Mr. Hyde, an evil soul that loves chaos and murder, and Mr. Hyde wants to torture my wife and do bad things to her to make me give him whatever he wants, and with my vast powers for a man that evil, it's a very bad idea for me to help Mr. Hyde or even Dr. Jekyll for that matter. Funny thing is though that I have a cure for Dr. Jekyll's evil counterpart Mr. Hyde. And then he asked to see my true face, and I said, are you sure, Mr. Morton? And he said yes, and I showed him, and he screamed. So I had convinced Mr. Morton to help us without involving my wife, and he was going to pay a lot of his mercenary buddies to protect me and my wife, but what they do not know is that I prepared for doomsday years ago because I knew what this world is capable of, and I wasn't about to let it destroy me and my wife, so I decided to plan ahead a long time ago, and Mr. Hyde never touched us because I was already strong enough to beat everything in this dark world. And so when the time came and James Morton was confronted by Mr. Hyde, he gave him the cure, and that fixed the problem, and Mr. James Morton and his new blonde girlfriend Jenny Halsey retired to a tropical paradise somewhere with a nice little beach house, and I continued to live in peace with my beautiful wife, all because I was powerful enough to make it happen and stay 1,000 steps ahead of my evil enemies. Evil no longer calls to me because I am now the destroyer of evil.